And this is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Welcome in to Coach and Company, your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. As you can see, I'm outside of the friendly confines, but this is where it all began. In the humble house of Papa and Mama Coach. Oh, you can smell the breakfast just emanating from the beautiful kitchen just down the hallway. And they've been nice enough to let us do our show from here today live on the Stadium Network, available in over 100 million homes. Also, on YouTube, if you want to be a part of the show, you can have your opinion be heard, and you can also watch on social media. Now, over the course of the next 60 minutes, these are the 2 months that sports betting shows absolutely hate. That's why we're not just a sports betting show. We are a sports show. We discuss the biggest topics in sports to make you a better and smarter sports fan. The NBA Finals, they're over. NHL Finals, they're over. So now we head into the dark period. But don't tell that to Big Chuck, because he doesn't buy in for a single solitary second. Coming up in about 45 minutes, the most loyal celebrity girlfriend out there right now. We discussed that. Also, the Weekend Rewind. What topics? Because there was so much that went on this weekend. Also, a very special one-word edition NBA style coming up in about 15 minutes from right now. And we look forward to the future numbers for next year's NBA. But you guys know what time it is. Do you hear that? Oh, yes. My company is ready to come in. They're fired up to pick me up on this Monday morning. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to beat the books. And look what we have this morning. Look at this. 6 wide on a, let me check my notes, a June 23rd, 2025 edition of Coach and Company. I'm going to go to my NBA guy first. DG, live from Memphis, Tennessee. Last night, a little anticlimactic for you, because it certainly was for me.
It was anticlimactic for sure with the Oklahoma City Thunder winning, but when Halliburton goes out with an Achilles injury, which we all saw happen in real time, it was devastating and kind of put a weird spin on the entire game. But overall, it was a good game, just top to bottom.
Yeah, the Pacers were able to be up by 1 at halftime, but you knew eventually they just wouldn't be able to keep up because they didn't have enough offense. Raphael, my numbers guy, when something like that happens, and Halliburton had gotten off to such a great start, it changes everything. And all I saw on social media is everybody that had bet the over, had bet the points, all that kind of stuff, because that severely affects a game like that.
Yeah, for our Sunday bettors, we're hoping for refunds yesterday because of that game. But I felt like I got robbed watching the game because, I mean, the way Halliburton started, the way the Pacers started, I'm like, wow, this is going to be a great 7. And then he goes down. Books were telling me this morning probably one of the least bet half times for Game 7 in the NBA because I think the number was so high for Oklahoma City, so you really couldn't bet them. The money line was kind of high. You couldn't bet that. So they said the halftime betting was really down yesterday.
What was it? I'm assuming it was probably 10, 11 at halftime, something like that.
I think it opened up at 10. I didn't get to see the closing number, but like I said, they got no action because everyone knew it was lopsided already.
It was just a matter of time. You really felt that. Now, last night, while everybody else was watching the NBA Finals, I happened to switch over to watch the United States of America. And Big Chuck, we finally got a dub. Good morning.
Morning, Coachman Company. The U.S. men's national team knocked off the Haitians. It was a little tricky. We had, I think, 3 or 4 disallowed, I think. But, yeah, they were able to get the job done. Congratulations to them. And a nice little basketball game also. I had a feeling it would turn out like that, especially with everyone piling on the Pacers. Congratulations to the Thunder.
No doubt, getting their first NBA championship. And there were still a few people in the stands wearing those Seattle Supersonic jerseys as well. Now, this man hung out with me this past weekend in Wichita. He'll be in Chicago this week for our last semifinal night in the PFL. Mikey P, good morning, sir.
I've always wanted to say this. I've always wanted to cut an old school promo, WWE style. It was me. It was me all along. I was the higher power. I was riding the Pacers throughout the finals, and I am repping the NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder. Congrats to the Thunder. Congrats to SGA.
Well, you were bragging about picking the Pacers, and now you're wearing the Thunder gear?
It was all a ploy. It was all a ploy. I was always.
Yeah, it makes sense. Shut it. That makes no sense whatsoever. You just bought that shirt yesterday. I saw you. Now, finally, if you guys are not a part of what we're doing with JTS, my man Mark, can you let the good people know that after all the NBA Finals is over, what kind of numbers did we have?
Coach, our numbers, we hit at 71% for the NBA Finals, and that does not include the waffling that just took place by Mikey P. I mean, I can smell the waffles for breakfast here.
Oh, no doubt. I didn't even know Mikey P could run backwards that fast. Had no idea. All right, let's get into it. We got several best bets today. We got soccer. We have baseball. So, Big Chuck, let me come over to you because there's some weird matchups with a new competition that I'm here for. Let's start us off. Big Chuck, are you there? Apparently he's not there. DG, let's come over to you. Start us off.
All right, we're going to go Swelly Mania out in New York. We're going to go Spencer Schwellenbach over the 5.5 Ks at minus 105. He's had 6+ in 6 of the last 10. And he honestly is one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher right now for your Atlanta Braves. But I'm going to go with 6+, 6 of the last 10, 8 against the Mets in the last matchup. So let's go ahead and continue this train of cashing with Schwellenbach over the 5.5 Ks. And then we're going to go to a juicy one here, Coach. Shane Smith over the 2.5 walks at plus 170. He's averaging 2.2 walks per game on the season. Now going up against a Diamondbacks team who ranks 3rd in walks drawn with 3.62. I expect Shane Smith to give up some free walks around the carousel today over 2.5 walks at plus 170.
I have a quick question because admittedly, I've been kind of focused on soccer and basketball up until this point. At the books, can you take that down to 1.5 for like plus 100 or something like that? Is that possible?
So it's actually no. So they expect him to get 2. So it's like minus 170. And then you go to the third one, and it's plus 170. So that's why I went up the juice there.
Okay, very good. All right, I like that plus 170 number. All right, DG, thank you very much. Now I'm a little bit, where do I go? Oh, I'm going to go right next door. Hey, Raffy, what do you got today, big boy?
You know, the best rivalry in baseball starts today. I can't believe the Cubs and Cardinals are playing their first games, and it's June 23rd. That shocks me for division teams to play right now. But we're going to take the Cardinals team total over 4.5 at that nice plus 110 because the Cubs pitching over the weekend sucked. They gave up 7 runs or more in their last 4 games. Cardinals at home. The Brewers are red hot, so the Cardinals need to try to steal some games against Chicago. I think the Cubs pitching continues to struggle. I like the Cardinals team total over 4.5.
I absolutely love the team total. So does DG, apparently. So does DG. All right. Hey, fraud boy, I'm coming over to you right now. What are your best bets today, sir?
I'm going to stick with the NL Central, and I'm going to stick with another team total. Give me the Milwaukee Brewers first 5 team total over 2.5 runs. They're taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates, who will throw Braxton Ashcraft into his major league debut. The Brewers are on a 4-game winning streak, and they're averaging over 10 runs per game in that winning streak. And then I am going to go to the Chicago White Sox Arizona Diamondbacks game, like my man DG. When you look at the White Sox and the Diamondbacks matchup, I don't know if anyone last weekend. They have the White Sox this weekend. So White Sox Diamondbacks over 9 total runs in this game at a minus 105.
By the way, who was the catcher did you guys see the video of the catcher that just got called up to Chicago? He had played in Wichita the last couple of years, so I saw it here. He called his mom and called his dad. He got called up. I don't know if it was the White Sox or the Cubs. Or was that an old video? Nobody knows what I'm talking about?
I know it wasn't the Cubs.
Interesting. I want to have to look at that. Does nobody watch videos over the weekend? Am I the only one that does deep dives for the show? Apparently so. Now, let's try this again. Big Chuck. First of all, can you hear me?
Affirmative.
Thank you. Now, I know you have 2 plays for a competition that is fairly new to everybody. What do you have today, sir?
FIFA Club World Cup, PSG and the Seattle Sounders. And the Parisians, they should be in a bad mood after they were shut out for the first time in 40 matches their last time out. Go ahead. Plus, playing an MLS team, that should help also. First play, the over 3.5. This is actually cashed in 4 of PSG's last 6 matches. Plus, I think Seattle will actually score one in this one. Coming in, they've actually scored a goal in 11 of their last 13. Go ahead and give me the Seattle Sounders team total over half a goal as an added play to this double bonus.
Just to add a little check mark, just to add a little cash. And you want to add some more cash? I know that you do. There's a QR code. You want a little side hustle? Chuck has you taken care of every single day. And then in, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, and you're flowing, just say thank you, coach, and be on about your way. Now, I see in the chat that Nonsense McGee, who's not only a premium member here at Coaching Company and BTT, but he's also a member of JTS. And apparently, Mark, you guys had a pretty good weekend as well in baseball. Is that true?
Absolutely true. Nonsense doesn't speak nonsense. The MLB model over the weekend hit at 80%.
These numbers are absolutely insanity. They're almost unbelievable. Unbelievable. But they're true.
And
Are you ruining my flow? I'm trying to put you over?
Yes, because you talk about the self-learning AI machines, and that's exactly what we expect. We expect these numbers to not only hit these numbers, but to sustain these numbers.
And do you know what I expect? When I'm
to
talking,
finish your flow.
I expect you to shut it. That's what I expect. All right, what is our JTS play today?
Coach, let's start with the San Diego Padres. Jackson Merrill to get at least one hit tonight. Merrill is absolutely rolling right now. He's done this in 6 of his last 6 games. He's seeing the ball well. He's making consistent contact. I love this spot for him tonight. We're going to pair that with Boston Red Sox Jarren Duran to stay under 1.5 hits tonight. He's gone under this line in 15 of his last 16 games, and those struggles get even worse when he's on the road. Put them both together for a plus 105, Just a Stat Sports play of the day.
You're damn right. And if you want to be a part of what we're doing, everybody's been talking about it. You walk down the street, hey, are you a part of JTS? And you're not? It's the most exclusive, non-exclusive club in sports. Download the QR code. Use our code, BTT30. We're going to give you 30 days for free. Come on in. The water's warm. Then after that, after 30 days, once again, just like with Big Chuck, you're going to say, Coach, thank you, and be on your way. Now, Raphael, when the NBA and NHL end their seasons like we saw this past week, does it allow the sports books to focus a little bit more on baseball to sharpen those lines up just a little bit?
They do, and they'll probably add some more extra prop bets that they have been hiding around that to produce them out because they didn't have time to grade all of them, watch all of them. So you'll see different stuff. And then soccer, don't forget the ladies Euro Cup also starts in a couple of months or 1 month. So we'll see added stuff. But this is not a slow time for the books. People think that because you still got football around the corner. This is when a lot of people start betting futures, total season wins. So it's not a slow time for books.
Don't get hot. It's not like I offended your boys over there at BetMGM or anything like that. DG, Wednesday night, we've got a little something called the draft. You're my NBA guy. Have you started looking yet?
I have. There's going to be a lot of movement within, especially the next few days, because of the simple fact that when it happens, I guess in 2 days, you're going to see some names that you probably don't recognize or aren't familiar with because there's not as much groupthink this season in the NBA draft. And so I expect when you see all these guys called up, like, who? Why is he there? Why is he drafted number 8? And a guy to watch, I love Con Knipple out of Duke.
Wow. Oh, sorry. I just noticed Ace Bailey was falling right beside me all the way down the draft board right there. Oh, what is he doing one time? My God. All right, gentlemen. I feel a really good start to our week with our best bets. I really do. But the show is just getting started. Still to come in about 30 minutes from right now. Is Livy Dunn the greatest celebrity girlfriend that we've ever seen? I'm going to tell you why I think so. Also, in 15 minutes, we look forward as we look back in our weekend rewind. And also, coming up next on the other side of the break, we've got a very special NBA-themed one word as the season comes to an end. The Thunder are your NBA champions for the very first time. Settle in. It's a Monday. Let's go. Coaching Company Live, as always, right here on Stadium. All right, everybody. We continue on, you degenerates, on our YouTube page. And Raphael, this topic is for you because it's the end of an era. And we don't know how sick he is, but it sounds like the end could be coming near as well. The great trainer, D. Wayne Lucas, went into the hospital. They needed an aggressive treatment. He has declined it, come back home. That usually means it's only a matter of time. His family and his team says he will no longer be training horses at all. You're my horse racing guy. What did this guy mean to the sport?
Oh, it's huge. It saddened me yesterday when I was reading that, just because he's won 15 Triple Crown races, 20 Breeders' Cups. I mean, this is sad for the sport. Watching Breeders' Cup this year and a Derby next year and not seeing him in the barn with his horses, it's going to sadden me. He's been around forever. He's been around since I've been in this industry. So listening to that, I would be shocked if he's around for a month. I heard it's an infection, a really bad infection.
Yeah.
So it crushed me when I read that.
Yeah, I saw him. There's that new show. I think it's on Netflix. I don't know if you've watched it.
Yes.
It's great. It's amazing the respect that everybody else on that show had for him. Even the new money guys that nobody respects, they respected him. They respected him. DG, you're my wrestling guy, and I don't want to call Raphael out right now, but in the chat, do you know what he just wrote? You know what Raphael just wrote?
I saw, and unfortunately, Raphael can't do a promo.
Clearly, he needs to go to my promo class coming up this fall. Shut your mouth and know your role. How about know your role and shut your mouth?
I was typing with one hand, trying not to look discreet.
Mikey, you seem to think you can cut promos. How about that for Rafi?
It was an F. That's all I can say. It was an F.
We'll be talking all about the WWE. They had a WWE fan fest that Fanatics broke out as a part of this weekend. I've never seen anything like it. My goodness, we'll talk all about that. Tom Brady all over the place. LeBron James all over the place. Kevin Durant finding out that he was traded. A little wink, wink at Fanatics Fest. So that's coming up in a few minutes. We're back in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's Coach and Company live on a Monday here on Stadium, YouTube, and social media. The NBA Finals is now over. Oklahoma City in 7 games takes out the Pacers, SGA, your regular season MVP, and also your series MVP. Raphael, I need to see you real quick because it's never too early to start looking at the numbers for next season. Where are we sitting right now?
OKC, people are talking about a back-to-back after they won yesterday. They're plus 240 right now over at BetMGM because people believe they can still probably sign something or make a trade because they have so much in their back pocket that they can give to get someone else or make them maybe more a veteran depth. We saw their youth exposed a lot against the Pacers. So I think they make a move. Houston at 8-1. They were 9-1. I already bet down to 8-1. I think they're going to get a lot of action right now. And then the Cavaliers plus 850. Keep an eye out for Cleveland because let's face it, the Pacers are going to be different next year with Halliburton out. Boston's going to be different. With the East is so much open right now with so many stars sitting on my couch watching NBA next year. Keep an eye out for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Man, those 2 injuries, almost like a 2-season injury because you lose the playoffs with Indiana and Boston, and they're going to miss the entire season. Devastating across the board. We'll keep those lines updated throughout the year, as always, with my man, Raphael. All right, it's time to put a closure on the NBA season, at least what we've had until this point. But let's keep it simple. A little one word. All right, DG, Mike, you guys know the rules. DG, start us off. I'll bring us home. Topic number 1, the Thunder win their first NBA championship. SGA wins both MVPs. One word to describe their title-winning year.
Healthy. The Oklahoma City Thunder were just a healthy team. Look at how they made their way through the playoffs. They hurt Ja Morant, which I still don't like the Oklahoma City Thunder fans. So I do not love that they got a championship, but I'll just kind of hold that off on another day. But then they end up having a Denver Nuggets team. Aaron Gordon ends up getting hurt, and they continuously go through Minnesota, who ends up getting Ant hurt, and now Halliburton hurt. They were a healthy team, and they got their way. They're a good team, don't get me wrong, but they were healthy all the way through.
My one word is potential. What is the window of potential for the Oklahoma City Thunder? Their youth kind of shine. Jalen Williams. I'd like to see Chet Holmgren take another step next season. SGA won every award he could this year. So my one word for is the potential for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, Mikey, my one word is chemistry. All season long, from start to finish, they had incredible chemistry. There was no egos. Every single game they win, you've got the star of the game and then everybody else standing behind them. When you have a very humble superstar, at least the other teams can look at them as an example of what can happen when you play together. They didn't have a ton of all pros, but they had great chemistry. That's my one word. Now, topic number 2. Tyrese Halliburton goes down. Devastating after the start that he had last night. Looks like it's Achilles. To describe him all of next year would be out, injured. One word on the devastation for Tyrese Halliburton.
It was true devastation for sure, especially watching the game live. My one word is going to be altering. This is altering going forward because now you have Miles Turner, who is up for a contract. Do they end up signing him because he kind of was a no-show, especially in the finals? And so this might be altering to the entire team because it kind of gives them a reset. They are still a good team overall, especially in the East. But I think it's going to be altering in what direction they go to without Halliburton next season.
My one word is open, as in the Eastern Conference is completely wide open. The operating tables in the NBA are open for business. You have Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, Halliburton all go out with torn Achilles during these playoffs. I think the East is really in for a shakeup this year.
My one word is pass, as in the Pacers are going to have to pass on the entire next season. Even if Halliburton gets back and he's healthy in April or May, would they really throw him back into the playoffs after missing the entire season? I would say no. It's awful when you've got your top point guard in the league, I would say, at least one of the top 2 or 3, going down in Game 7 of the NBA Finals in June. They're just going to have to pass. I don't know if there's enough financial things they can do to make themselves relevant for next season. Topic number 3. As we expected, DG, ratings way down for 2 small market teams. And I'm sure last night, the second half, was more of the same. One word on the ratings decline, falling off a cliff.
I'm going to go with something here, media. My one word is the media because we need the OGs of the actual NBA, like the players that play, the Hall of Famers, to embrace these young guys instead of beating up on them and instead of saying, hey, these are small markets. Where's LA? Where's New York? Embrace the way the NBA is because they're wanting to bring in new franchises. Are you going to just shut them down too? The media needs to start embracing these young teams and these young players.
My one word is superstars. The superstars are all over the NBA on every single team. No matter what team you look at, the superstars are there. So to piggyback off of DG, we need the media to cover these superstars correctly, and we need fan bases to really buy in and go out and die on the hill for their superstars.
Make that 3 for 3. My one word is reverse. Let's reverse the natural thing to do. We talk about it here all the time. If the inside the box thought is over here, damn it, we're running over here. I'm so tired of the lazy narrative on a lot of things, but this is one of those. They were making the narrative before the series even started simply because of the number of the market that was next to these 2 teams' name and not thinking about how great the series could be. Let's reverse our mindset and just say, you know what? It doesn't matter. And let's watch the games because it shouldn't matter. Topic number 4. SGA, MVP in a small market. One word, DG, on having your best player in a small market.
Just like my guy, Big Cheesy, I'm going to go certified. SGA is now certified, and he is truly one of the best players in the entire league. He was one of 4 people, other than it was Jordan, Shaq, Kareem, to win the scoring title, the regular season MVP, and now the finals MVP. To have that in a small market is truly a certified OG. And this guy now has a chance to change the narrative in the NBA. You can be in a small market just like Giannis was and truly just affect a city, a town, and really just kind of flip it on its head.
My one word is challenge. A challenge to all the other small market teams in the NBA. They're a long way from becoming a contender, but the Charlotte Hornets, you have LaMelo Ball. The Toronto Raptors, you have Scotty Barnes. Start putting teams together to really put the focus on your young stars and make them worthwhile, make them worth watching in the NBA.
My one word is culture. Other small market teams can do the exact same thing if they create a culture like they've done in Oklahoma City. SGA is going to have a $300 million plus contract to stay in Oklahoma City. Let's not forget Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. They've all come and gone from Oklahoma City. This guy will not. Why? Because of the culture, and it's nice. It feels good. It doesn't matter to him if he has all those endorsements. Why? Because he's going to have $300 million plus because of my one word, the culture. Now, speaking of Kevin Durant, the haul that he commanded at 37 years old to go to the Houston Rockets, that's a different topic for a different time. But DG, he says he found out, wink, 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 during Fanatics Fest. He's like, yeah, this is one of my teams. I don't believe it for a second, but one word on if it's true, Kevin Durant finding out in real time with the rest of us.
So I'm not the smartest guy in the room most of the time, so I have to use a calculator. So I'm going to go with calculated because Kevin Durant is truly a calculated dude. What he decides to do and how he puts out all his information is very calculated. The reason he's on social media is calculated. And so him becoming kind of a trade piece and what happens in breaking news at a Fanatics Fest, very much calculated.
Boring. If you saw the video of Kevin Durant getting told about the trade or getting asked about it, he was just like, we'll see. We'll see. You're boring. The only exciting thing about you on social media is your burner accounts. Kevin Durant was absolutely boring in his reaction to the trade.
My one word is enough. I'm with you, Mikey P. He's at 37 years old. He's played in the league for 17 years since he left Texas. And this happens so many different times. Golden State, Oklahoma City. Hell, he played in Seattle. That's how long he's been in the league. Brooklyn, Phoenix. The list goes on and on. For a transcendent superstar in the NBA, they should never have 7 or 8 teams behind their name. Enough is enough. And quit acting like we're all sitting on the edge of our seats to find out the next team that you're going to ruin and not win an NBA championship. Now, DG, real quick, I know on our thread last night you said that the haul looks immense, but really, if you look at it and dig into it, it's really not, correct?
Yeah, if you look at what Phoenix did is they put themselves in above the second apron, even higher. And what that means is there are different levels. Once you get over the cap, you get into restrictions where now they have so many restrictions that are against them. Now, this won't be the last thing that they do because this trade can't be live until July the 6th. And so right now, I guess July 1st is the first day of the NBA season for next season. So you're not going to see that until July the 6th. But what they've done and what they got back was just pieces and bad contracts. I don't think that sets them up for the future. They don't even have their own first round picks going forward. And so I think that kind of screwed them up a little bit.
And I wonder how Dylan Brooks is loving life right about now because he's going to go to a team that's going to be terrible. But at least, Mikey P, they have $2 hot dogs. That'll be good for the entire season next year to get people in the door.
The best value they got there in Phoenix right now.
That's true. That's true. It's going to be interesting to find out exactly what that team looks like because it feels like to me that they have an owner that doesn't really understand the NBA, and he wants to be like the Savannah Bananas, but the NBA is not the Savannah Bananas. And DG, you know this owner. Give me 30 seconds on why he doesn't seem to get it. He has a lot of money, but he doesn't seem to get it.
Well, the weird thing is he played for Izzo. Like he played at Michigan State. He knows ball. Like he's played. He is a player, but now he is a billionaire. Like he is that guy who just now doesn't understand being frugal and making and striking with the right time. And so I think he's making a lot of mistakes in the spot of the cap in a sense.
That I think it's a city and a market that every player should want to play in. Phoenix is amazing. Scottsdale is amazing. Tons of golf. Great weather. But yet they can't seem to get it right when it comes to the NBA. Their baseball team's pretty good year in and year out, but not in the NBA. Gentlemen, well done on one word. Still to come on the other side, we go into our weekend rewind. There was a lot of other things that went on. Most of it in New York at Fanatics Fest. We discuss it all. We're halfway home. This is Coach and Company on a Monday. Live, as always, right here on Stadium. Hey, you degenerates out there that continue to watch on our YouTube page, we thank you very much. If you have not subscribed yet, I would encourage you to do that and also hit that like button on your way in. Now, gentlemen, yesterday at Fanatics Fest, a lot of big time names. Seemed like the WWE superstars were the only ones that had lines for autographs, however. And DG, Tom Brady, during The Shop Live, which is LeBron James' show, he called LeBron the GOAT of the NBA. Disrespectful to MJ or not?
Content is king, coach. And what happens now is you get people talking. The only reason you say that, and it's not that LeBron's not deserving, and honestly, in the argument, because he truly is. But you're saying that because, one, you're face to face with him. But two, you got to make sure that you keep the content rolling. And that's what happened. That's why people are talking about it. And that's a smart use of his time for Mr. Brady.
It really is, Mikey, isn't it? I like the idea of Fanatics Fest. I really, really do. They lean into their partnerships. Tom Brady is a Fanatics guy. He makes a ton of money with Fanatics. But did he overstep here with LeBron sitting 3 seats down from him?
Respect the room. You know, as much as I want to say nice things about DG, when I come in here and everyone's like, oh, you're brown nosing, right? Because I call Coach the GOAT. It's just respecting the room, playing into where you are, playing into what your crowd is watching. So, DG, I like being nice to you, but I got to respect the room like Tom Brady respects the room, and I got to acknowledge the GOAT every time.
You're not going to get me emotional, Mikey. Look, DG just left the room for a second. He couldn't even take it. That's
no respect.
DG, why are you shaking your head? Am I not the best host of all time, remote show-wise, in America?
Coach, I love you. I think you're awesome. And your job is very hard and very underrated, as people do not understand who don't do it. But Mike just loves to brown nose. That's what he does. I'm surprised that your nose isn't brown on a consistent basis. Like, dude, it just do.
Oh, you're talking about Mikey. I thought you were talking about me for a second. I was like, damn, son, do you not see me every single day? We are back live in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. Having a great time on a Monday. Coaching Company here live on the Stadium Network and everywhere the stadium is. Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Vizio, LG. The list goes on and on. I need to see my guy Raphael one more time because, Rafi, we were just talking about Kevin Durant, and he's going to be a Houston Rocket. How has that number changed since the announcement of that trade?
I mean, now some books have 9-1. Yesterday it was down to 7-1. Some and BetMGM had plus 750. Sorry, OKC still plus 250, plus 240. But Phoenix, no one thinks Phoenix is doing nothing. They were 100-1. Now they're 300-1. So Phoenix is going to have a very, very long issue. And I put this in the thread. I'm going to say it right now. We just put this numbers up. There's 2 different numbers. Who's going to win the NBA championship next year? Eastern Conference or Western Conference? I put up minus $3 for the Western Conference, Eastern Conference 2-1. Some books have plus or minus 250. So shop around and get that one. They're all posting them right now as we speak. And who the heck is betting the Pirates right now? The Pirates money's coming in as I speak.
Wow, who is betting the Pirates right now? So in the West, you got the Thunder, you got the Rockets, and then in the East, you would have, God, you can't even say the Celtics right now without Tatum. You have the Cavs.
Celtics and Knicks money has the most Eastern Conference money coming in as we speak right now, and then the Cavaliers. Not that much Celtics money because I think everyone knows their injuries.
Yeah, that's going to be really affecting the line. It's going to be really fascinating to see how those lines are really in October and November when a lot of those star players are months away from even remotely thinking about playing next season. It's going to be fascinating. All right, there were a lot other things that happened over the weekend, and it's one of my favorite segments of the entire week. Where are my guys going to go? I have no idea. It's time for the Weekend Rewind. And I also need to see Rafi as well. He's going to participate in this also. But DG, I got to start with you because we're going all the way back to Thursday and Friday. There is a young stud that has been called up, and he's starting to catch fire. Educate me. Where are you going today?
Speaking of brown noses, I'm going to go with a Kansas City Royals player right here. And we're going to go with Jack Caglione. And the dude is electric. He is going to be one of the best players in the entire association just because I think that he has the bat to do it. He's also playing right field right now. And Thursday, he hit his first home run. Oh, no, not one, but 2 home runs in the same game. And then yesterday, it is hard to play the outfield, especially in the majors. But then to actually get up above the wall and have a true robbery of a home run, Jack Caglione did that on Sunday. And so to have a full week or extended weekend of where you get your first home run, but then a home run robbery is truly amazing.
And play for?
The Kansas City Royals.
You're damn right he does. Bobby Witt and Joey, quite the 1-2 punch. That'll be gone in 3 years, I'm afraid. All right. Let's move on. I'm going to go over to Mikey P. Because, gentlemen, I walked in the Grand Hyatt last Thursday in Wichita, Kansas. And who did I see just working away? Just going. Because the man never stops working. And we just lost Mikey P? Did we just lose Mikey P? Okay. We'll get back to Mikey P in a second. So, Rafi, I know you were all over something this weekend. Where are you headed today?
Well, first, me and Charles have to step up our brown nosing game just to get to some TV action on this one. But Charles, I don't be mad at me. But College World Series, what are you doing yesterday? How do you throw out the head coach of Coastal Carolina and the first baseman head coach in the first inning? Yes, they were complaining on balls and strikes, but complaining on balls and strikes in the first inning? I'm sorry, just give the SEC trophies now. Why even play college football? I guess it just pays more.
Well, and a 2-game suspension.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so is he going to miss next year's first 2 games against a Division III team? Is that, I've never seen anything like it. Have you ever seen a head coach get thrown out and suspended in that moment?
No, he got thrown out because arguing balls and strikes is not allowed, I guess. But then the bump, but the ref, he took a bigger bump. The umpire took a bigger bump than you do on a consistent basis when you're on WWE. So I don't get it. I think he took the bump really nice.
If you haven't seen the post-game presser from the Coastal Carolina head coach, it was really, really good. And he said, I didn't even come close to touching him at all. And he said, you're arguing balls and strikes. He said, yeah, because you missed 3 of them. Like, it was great. So go back and watch it. This guy is so entertaining. He was an assistant coach for 24 years. And now he's the head coach. But he's going to miss the first 2 games of next season. All right, Mikey, do you want to hang with us today, or do you want to come and go as you please? What's going on over there, big boy?
I guess I was brown nosing too much. DG tried to kick me out. I'm sorry about that. My weekend rewind, though, I am looking back to Thursday and Friday. Wichita, Kansas, the PFL lit it up. The PFL, the only fight organization where you can get some of the very best fights that you never knew you wanted. Specifically talking about the legend Liz Carmouche will now face off. You got a 41-year-old pioneer in Liz Carmouche taking on a 36-year-old Jenna Bishop in the finals in August. The PFL lit it up. Gadzi Rabandadonov is one of the best lightweights in the world. I absolutely love the PFL action last weekend.
I know you're all over MMA. You write for SureDog.com. What did you make, real quick, of John Jones holding all of us hostage? And I love John Jones. He's been all over Taiwan, and all of a sudden he says, oh, I'm retired now. I'm not going to fight after, 900 days of being the champ?
When you are John Jones and you have the resume he has, that's star power in MMA. It's not great. And I'll just say in the great words of Tom Aspinall, who was asked his thoughts when John retired, yeah, great. All right, so there we go. That's your new heavyweight champion in the UFC. Yeah, great.
I will say this about John Jones. He did an interview, and he says, when I leave my house, money is falling on top of me. He says, I make $100,000 every time I walk out of the house. That's a flex if I ever saw it. He says autograph shows 100. That's his asking price, 100 grand, and he says he's busier than he's ever been. Reality show, I think he got $1 million to be on a reality show in Taiwan. And he's over there, tools with the Dagestani fighters. It looked like he's having a blast. John Jones, thank you for all the fights. All right. Big Chuck is down to me and you. And I know that the United States has not had a lot of good press when it comes to soccer as of late. But last night, maybe a little different. Where are you going today?
U.S. men's national team, and that's what's surprising. They come in, they won all 3 of their group stages. This is kind of with a B side also. Not a lot of their stars are with them under new manager Mauricio Pochettino. Now they face the Costa Ricans in the quarterfinals, who they've defeated 5 of their last 6. I think it's important that they come out and they have a nice finish to this tournament, especially going into the World Cup next summer.
Yeah, Costa Rica had a riveting 0-0 battle last night with Mexico late night that I'm glad I was already in bed, knocked out with the cold medicine. Mike, can you imagine staying up to watch a 0-0 game? Oh, brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Actually, 1-0, and then VAR took it away.
My bad. And thank you for ruining my flow.
My
Now,
apologies. I felt it was important.
speaking of brutal, did anybody watch the PGA Tour yesterday? And outside of the majors, my favorite tournament, why? It was our home tournament at ESPN, right outside of Hartford. And there was a guy that had the most top 10s in the history of the PGA Tour, 41 without a victory. But Tommy Fleetwood had the tournament in the palm of his hands. A 2-shot lead going into the final day. A 1-shot lead going into the final hole. Couldn't even force a playoff. Bogeyed Keegan Bradley, Captain America, our Ryder Cup captain that now has acknowledged he might be a playing captain because he's 7th in the world. Here is Tommy Fleetwood, devastated after the round yesterday.
You know, I'm upset now. I'm gutted. I'm angry. When it calms down, look at the things that I did well. Look at the things that I can learn from. I said yesterday, I haven't been in this position all year, so it's been a while. Felt like I did a lot of good things, but there was things that I, definitely can do better, and I have to do better. So, the most stupid thing to do and the worst thing to do would be make a week like this a hindrance to what you do going forwards. I obviously played great. I put myself in a great position. I was leading the tournament of 71 holes. I just want to, make sure that I can put myself in this position as soon as possible again, and try and correct what I did this time. But like I say, right now I would love to. Just go and sulk somewhere, and maybe I will do. But there's just no point making it a negative for the future.
There was video of the wife, the kids, just holding him afterwards. Think about it. You put everything you have into your life's work, and you could never get to the finish line. He made over $2 million yesterday. For him, it's not about the money anymore. It's about the legacy. And he's won big tournaments all around the world on other tours. But for some reason, the golf gods will not give him a PGA Tour victory. And yesterday was the worst one he has ever had. DG, what did you make of yesterday? Tommy Fleetwood giving yet another one right away on national TV on CBS.
Yeah, it's devastating. And you hate to see that because in all transparency, like that guy was very transparent for everything. Like he showed the emotional, the vulnerable side of himself. But what I want to see happen, and I'm just going to go ahead and shake up my crystal ball and see if we can make this happen for our guy, Tommy Fleetwood. He's going to end up winning this year's PGA Tour because when all is against him and he's sulking and having just a bad year, he's going to end up getting everything and just kind of living right for just a few weeks in a row and end up winning the entire season. And so I would love to see him go off on a complete high note.
You think he's going to win the Tour Championship?
Yeah, let him win a Tour Championship.
Ooh, Raphael, are you looking at some numbers right now with Tommy Fleetwood? I know. My man, talk to me.
I'm trying to find him. That's how far down he is on the list right now.
A lot of value. There's
a lot of value on him to win the Tour Championship. That's for damn sure. He'll make it, though. I mean, he's very high up on the rankings. That's for sure. But, oh, my goodness. My heart literally broke for him. As you guys know, I was supposed to call that event this weekend, and because of the PFL, I was unable to. But oh my gosh, he just can't win. It's
25-1. Sorry, Coach.
To win the Tour Championship.
Yep.
25-1, and I bet that's going to go up. They just changed the rules just a couple of weeks ago. No more staggered starts either. Everybody starts at even par. All right, still to come. Is she the best girlfriend of any major sporting athlete? We talk about it next. This is Coach and Company right here live on Stadia. We continue on here on our YouTube page. And gentlemen, Tom Brady not only called LeBron James the GOAT, he also won a competition, 8 different things to compete on, including your best WWE entrance. He did it. Eli Manning did it. A bunch of celebrities did it. There was also 50 normal fans that competed. And Tom Brady won $1 million. He's going to give those 50 fans $5,000, and the rest of it is going to go to charity. DG, what did you make of Tom Brady with the golf shots, the entrances, the free throws, all of that? What did you make of that?
I will say that Tom Brady is pretty athletic. Like, he shows that he is an athlete. Okay. And so let's go ahead and set that aside. The wrestling entrances all around, especially even Tom Brady's, whose was somewhat better, they were all so cringe. I hated it, but I loved it in the same minute. Like, it was like ETV. It was trash TV. And I love the entrances because they were so bad.
They were horrible. And when you just saw them on social media, you didn't even know what they were. You're like, why would they do this this bad? But it was a competition. Mikey, Justin Gaethje, UFC superstar, he got in last minute. He finished second. He drove away literally in a Ferrari.
I mean, listen, Justin Gaethje is very, very good, especially on the golf course. I think that's surprising to some. But I have to go back to the WWE entrance. It is so bad, Tom Brady's. Someone had a Manning jersey in green. He was never an Eagle. He was never a Jet. If you're staging this, how bad could you be at preparing your WWE entrance?
They were staging it because he ripped it apart with no effort whatsoever. You would never do that with a legit jersey. That was so staged and it was so bad. Big Chuck, would you ever do an entrance if we had a coaching company competition and we threw that in? Would you do it?
Anything for you, fun sir. Absolutely.
Would you rip the shirt down to
What?
the bare chest?
Whatever it takes.
Oh, man. Producer, man, put a pin in that. We got to bring that video back. Whatever it takes. Raphael, not even going to ask you. Not even going to ask you. We're back live in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Having a great time today. These are the Mondays that we absolutely love. You think that the busy part of the year is over in sports? We continue on every single weekday live here on Stadium. Now, over the weekend, we've talked a lot about Fanatics Fest and all the celebrities that were there and all the athletes and all the WWE superstars. But there was another video that surfaced, and I give her all the respect in the world. Libby Dunn, she's a superstar, maybe even more so than her boyfriend, Paul Skeens, who pitches for the Pittsburgh Pirates. She went to a card show, and she was looking for one single solitary card. They tried to talk her out of it and said, hey, we got others. She says, producer man, roll tape.
I'm here for the Paul Skeens anime card.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well, we actually just had a few people buy some. That's how popular he is.
The anime one is the one that I'm looking
You
for.
like that one more? But you're on
Yeah.
that card. What about that card?
This one?
Yeah, you're on that one.
I don't want that one.
No? You just want that one?
I have my eye on this one, yeah.
You want to check it out?
Yes, please. So what are you guys asking for this one?
3,000. It's number 5. There's only 5 of them in existence. It's a PSA 10. That's the only one that's a 10.
Didn't one sell for $2,200?
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. Do you think he's a future Hall of Famer? Do you think he's the best pitcher of all time? We're trying to be closer to 3K.
2,850.
2850. That's fine. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What a boss. Talking him down. And did you notice some of the back and forth? DG, that might be the first time in her life that anybody's ever said to her, that's the only one that's a 10.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She's a boss. What a great girlfriend she is.
Yeah, and obviously you knew that she had some written instructions on what to do and what to go get. So I understand that. But the fact is she stood her ground and said, hey, I want that one. But the other thing is, Coach, I don't understand. If that's the more expensive one, which I would assume, why didn't the guy allow her to go ahead and go for that one first? Unless he has other ones he was trying to push. But if that's $3,000 is a lot for a card.
Well, he probably didn't think she was going to spend the $3,000. And then I think that well, first of all, I think he was flustered first and foremost. I
Right.
think any young kid who didn't have a girlfriend in high school like that guy clearly did not would be flustered around Libby Dunn. Raphael, I don't know that I've ever seen somebody negotiate that quickly. She did not waver, not for a second, and she gave a very fair price. It was a win-win.
But I could probably say this because I'm old. The kids now these days know about cards. They're popular. They do card breaking shows. They pick out and stuff like that. So it would not shock me if she's familiarized on cards just because Paige Van Zandt and her husband have a show. There's so many athletes that have shows that just open up cards. So it wouldn't shock me if she knows her card business.
Oh, believe me, Raphael, I know. Triple H and Sam Roberts do it every freaking week, and I've had it. Mikey P, let me come over to you. Are you a card guy first and foremost?
I am not. No.
Did you appreciate the fact that she's a boss?
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, as you know, I had my girlfriend with me in Wichita, Kansas. She was a boss. We got to give more respect to the ladies who are putting their foot down and making an impact and being bosses in their own right.
Yeah, by the way, I don't know if that was good for you because now we know who is the boss of your household. Clearly, after meeting her in Wichita. Now, Big Chuck, I saved you for last because this is your girl. She went to LSU. Paul Skeens went to LSU. Are you surprised? And this is just a drop in the bucket. She walks around with this kind of cash just in her back pocket.
I was surprised to see she was so knowledgeable as someone who has collected cards for many, many years now. For her to come out and specifically locate that card, then bring up the $2,200 fact, and then renegotiate. I would have liked to have seen her come back with a $2,500 and see if she could have got it a little bit lower than that. But yeah, hats off to her. I much appreciated. Plus a PSA 10, that's hard to find. That's strictly right out of the pack.
I had no idea that Chuck was an expert. What's the most you've ever spent on a card, Chuck?
Not $2,850.
Good answer. Good answer.
What's the most valuable card you've ever had?
Depends. Probably. I haven't had mine evaluated. Probably $800, $900 cards, somewhere in there.
Wow, look.
I have 2 Jordan rookie cards.
Okay, DG.
Yeah, I have a question from the chat, sir. Do you know if your Jonathan Coachman boyfriend in a box was at the same event there?
You don't think I saw Big Cheesy? You don't think that I'm going to shut this down right now? I mean, there's like really only one of one left. There was only 300 made. No, there was more than that. I sold out like this, DG. I sold out so quick that it would blink your eye.
We believe you.
I'm sure you do. All right, we're getting down to it. There's a lot of you that weren't here at the top of the show, and that's okay. You missed some great talk just like that right there. I mean, it's amazing stuff that we get into here on Coach and Company, but we're going to have a great day with our best bets. It's time to lock it in. All right, let's get to it. 10 seconds or less, 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Big Chuck, start us off.
FIFA Club World Cup, Seattle Sounders and PSG, and the Parisians, they have to be a little frustrated after not scoring for the first time in 40 competitions. Give me the over 3.5, which is cashed in 4 of their last 6 games. Plus, I'm going to add the Seattle Sounders team total over half a goal. They've come in and scored in 11 of their past 13 outings.
Boom and a boom. DG, talk to me.
Let's go Spencer Schwellenbach for the Braves over the 5.5 Ks at minus 105. The Mets have allowed the starting pitcher have 6+ Ks in 6 of the last 7 games. Then we're going to go Shane Smith. He plays for the White Sox over the 2.5 walks. It's at plus 170. This dude is already averaging 2.2 walks per game. Now going up against Arizona. This is cash money.
Raphael.
I was told when I was a kid to hate the Cardinals, but not tonight, because I need a Cardinals team total over 4.5 at plus 110. They've hit this number 5 out of their last 6 games, and I think the Cubs pitching is going to throw up softballs.
All righty, Mikey P, talk to me.
Give me the Milwaukee Brewers team total in the first 5 over 2.5 runs. During the Brewers 4-game winning streak, they are averaging over 10 runs in those wins. And then the White Sox, Diamondbacks over 9 runs at a minus 105. The Diamondbacks coming off a series against the Rockies. They take on the White Sox. It's going to be flying baseballs all over the place.
I love it down there in Phoenix. Marky Mark, what is our JTS play of the day?
We are starting with San Diego Padres' Jackson Merrill to get at least one hit tonight. He has been on an absolute roll lately. He has done this in 9 of his last 10 home games. He's seen the ball really well and making consistent contact. We're going to pair that with Boston Red Sox' Jarren Duran to stay under 1.5 hits tonight. He's gone cold and has done this in 15 of his last 16 games. Love this spot for both of them. Put them both together for a plus 105 Justice Stat Sports Play of the Day.
And we encourage you, scan that QR code, use our code BTT30. We're going to give you 30 days for free. Now, at the end of every single show, we like to make you a little bit smarter, a sports fan. So, Rafael, make me smarter.
This one's a mind-boggling just because the Arizona Diamondbacks have beaten the Chicago White Sox in 12 out of the last 14 meetings. If you shop around, you can get the D-backs at minus 135. I can't believe this number.
And real quick, I want to address Kimberly in the chat. She goes, is this a diss on girls and trading cards? Absolutely not. I would say the same thing if it was DG or Mikey P or Raphael standing there like there. Are we dissing girls and trading cards, boys? No, absolutely not. No. Absolutely not.
I think that was a response to my comment about Mikey P's suck-up knows no bounds.
And apparently Mikey got so offended, he says, I'm dropping off the show.
That's all it took.
Gentlemen, great job. Great start to our Monday. Producer man, you know what time it is. It's now time for all of you to go out into the world and pay it forward. It's summertime. Enjoy it. If you're going to the pool with the kids, enjoy it. If you're on vacation, travel safe. But understand, this is where you start your day every single time. And later today at 1 p.m. Eastern time on our BTT YouTube page is the Coach and Bro Show, the fastest growing show in all of pro wrestling. And then tonight, the last word right after Monday Night Raw. But remember this, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire company, damn it, do I love them all. Mikey P, DG, Raphael, Mark, Big Chuck, producer man, I'm simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day. This is Coach and Company live, as always, on Stadium. Good luck today.